Hey everyone, CPO here, and I'm back to working on the installation in Overclocked with the Omega Excalibur alarm system. This time, I've got the Linkr. So you've heard me talk about the Linkr in previous videos. If you go back to the very first video where I introduced this Excalibur alarm system, I mentioned something about GPS tracking and smartphone control. This is the guy that's going to do it. Now they've been working to revamp the whole Linkr product line. So they have this that they just came out with, the Linkr LT1. It's a light version of the Linkr. They're working on a more robust version here in the near future that's going to come out. It's going to be the full featured version that will also give you some additional functionality. So what do you get in the LT1? Well, you get basic GPS tracking, you get alert notifications if your alarm goes off to your smartphone, and you can control unlock, lock, and remote start on off from your smartphone. In the full featured version later on, they're going to be able to do things like geofencing and other interesting things that is above and beyond. But anyway, I'm going to get to installing this, but I'll take you onto the bench and I'll show you what wiring harness wires you need and what you need to do to get this done. All right, so again, this is the Linkr unit itself. Pretty tiny little guy here, and this is the box it comes in. Now there are a plethora of wiring harnesses, and the instruction sheet sort of tells you exactly which ones you need to install. As you can imagine, it's designed to fit with a variety of products. But the good news is, because we're using a 70 series Excalibur alarm system, we really only need this main harness and then not all of these wires. All right, so this one harness, this is the main big harness. Basically, one side's going to go into the Linkr, the other side is going to plug into our alarm system brain. Now, there are some other wires that are pigtailed off of here, a red, black, and a yellow. We are not going to need the red and black. I'm going to cut those and tape those off. Those are, if you need it for a different alarm system that doesn't get power through the brain, but ours will send power and ground through there, so we don't need it. The only one we do need is the yellow. What the yellow does is allows us to get triggering events sent to our cell phone that our alarm has gone off. So we're going to tap this into the siren wire on our wiring bundle. So I'm not going to take you with the camera up underneath. I've been under there a lot. So I've done a lot of videos on the installation of this where I've shown you exactly how things are going to go. Just know that the alarm siren wire, that's what I'm going to tap this yellow one into, using the same methods for tapping into wires that I've used before. So go back and review those older videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. But my assumption is if you're installing the Linkr, you've already been through my install series and you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so I went ahead and pulled my alarm system out of the Jeep because I need to update the firmware. So that is the one catch here, is if you are adding the Linkr module, you need to have at least version 1.4 firmware in your Excalibur system. Now, if you buy a new unit, let's say you order now after this video is made from kikiride.com, you order it, you will already have version 1.4. But if you already have the previous version, which is 1.3, you need to update it. Now, like I said, if you buy it, the system, it will already be updated for you. So if you've already got a unit and you need to update it, you can use this OL loader. But you don't have to buy one. You can contact Mike at KikiRide, and he's putting together some loaner program where you can get this Linkr tool and use it to update and then send it back. And when that happens, they'll give you all the instructions on what you need to do. But I'm going to update my firmware really quick, and then I'll show you the rest of the process. So it's important to know that you do have to have this alarm system completely disconnected from everything when you update the firmware. So that's why I went ahead and pulled it out of the Jeep. Just bring it in here and update it on the desktop. All right, there we go. Now I'm flashing the update from version 1.3 that I had to version 1.4. Anyway, all this will be explained to you if you need to update the firmware. Again, this is only going to be an issue if you already have an existing system that you're adding the Linkr to. So while that's going, let's go ahead and cut these wires that we're not going to need. So I'm going to cut them in a staggered configuration just so that they're not touching, and then I'm going to tape those off, leaving that yellow wire. All right, there we go. It shows my flashing is complete, and I've taped off the wires I'm not going to need. I just have this yellow wire. And bonus, with every order you get a free fuse holder and a fuse. So hang on to that, you might need it sometime. So on the Linkr, you're gonna plug this harness in. It's kind of nice. There's only one place to put it. Makes it nice and easy. And then on the Excalibur, it's gonna go into the data port, which is that same port we just used to update, that black port. And then that's it. Again, we're good to go. We actually don't ever need to use this yellow wire if we don't want to, but this is how we're gonna get notifications if our alarm is triggered. So if my alarm's going off, I wanna get an alert, so I wanna put this yellow wire on. So if you're not interested in that capability, you don't even need that wire. You can just plug in just like this and then be good to go. All right, this obviously isn't a problem with my install, and it may not be with 99% of you if you're doing the same sort of an install, but just in case, I want to let you know, if for whatever reason your black port, your data port is in use by something else, you can use this green port, but you need to use this extra adapter that comes in the package, and that's basically going to allow you to adapt this harness to that green port. I'm not using that, but thought I would mention it just in case somebody runs into that situation where that black part isn't available, or you don't have one, maybe you got a different model. So, all right, so I'm gonna throw this in the Jeep, get it all buttoned back up, and then I'll show you the smartphone app, how to configure it, set it up, and then how it works. All right, so I did get the Linkr installed, everything back with the alarm system, and just wanted to show you here, I've got the solid green and red light, which tells me it is connected. And everything is working fine. The cellular signal and the GPS signal are both connected, so that's good. And I'm actually inside a garage, so that's a good sign that I've got that signal immediately. So that's awesome. And where I'm going to put this, I don't yet know. So I still have to sort that out. Obviously, I'm going to default to try and keeping it hidden in this area, and then I'll have to see if my location impacts its ability to connect. I'll play around with it here in a second and see what I come up with. But in the meantime, because I do have an active connection, I would like to install the app and get that all set up. So for that, I'm going to use this card here that walks us step by step through the process. All right, so I'm on Android. I think this applies to both. I'm going to use this My Car app, so I've got to install that. So we're installing the My Car Controls app. Let's open that. Ooh, what do we got here? All right, so I need to create an account. Super secret stuff. All right, they just sent me an email that allows me to set my password. All right, I set my password and it says my Car Controls account is activated. I'm gonna go back to the mobile app and log in. All right, so I'm in. I'm gonna tap here to add a vehicle, and it's asking for the device serial number, which is on the device itself, but also there's little stickers that come with it that you can use for that. So let me do this real quick. Boom, okay. So there's my car. All right, so now it is in test mode, which is why you have this release a vehicle thing. So if you're a dealer and you're installing this for somebody, you can set it up, test it, and then release it, and then the user can go in and reclaim it. So let's just look at my car. And we need to set the protocol. So I'm going to leave the protocol at default of ADS, hit confirm. And then I'm going to give my car a name. Unfortunately, it's a Jeep, but oh well, I'll let it slide. Overclocked. All right, there are auxiliaries, which I will play with later. You can do things, control auxiliaries, so that's kind of interesting. Image, let's see what image we want. Ooh, okay, so 2015 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Boom. Oh, it's even Anvil. That is awesome. You can set it as a Rubicon, a Sahara. It's the same picture. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's kind of cool, though. At least it's the right color for overclocked. All right, confirm. Yeah, Anvil clear coat, of course. All right, let's go into OK here. All right, so now I'm in here in test mode still. I haven't released the vehicle to myself. I'm pretending like I'm an installer. And you can see here that it's got a signal to the car. In this case, it's got a signal to the Jeep. And that's my battery voltage right now, 13.1. So I can start, lock, stop, unlock. Doors are currently unlocked. Let's locate vehicle real quick. Oh man, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Okay, yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, so let's get it out of test mode, and then I'll go button things up and then keep playing with it. So we will go back to the main screen here, and I'm gonna do release vehicle. All right, so I'm gonna release, and device has been successfully released. So now I'm gonna go back in and re-add the vehicle, re-add the code. All right, and now it is no longer in test mode. You can see here, overclocked. I can click on it. And boom, there you go. I am ready to control the vehicle. What if I lock it? Oh, nice. It says doors are unlocked, but now doors are locked. Oh, so I get an indication that it received the signal, and then I get an indication that the signal worked. So I'm gonna unlock. Oh yeah, I just heard it outside. Unlocked, oh, that's pretty awesome. It's in the garage now, so I'm not gonna remote start it, but let me go button this thing up, and then we'll do some more testing. But yeah, there we go. This is the beginnings of a long-lasting relationship with me and my vehicle through the Linkr. That's pretty awesome. All right, so I got everything put away. I wanted to show you where I put it. So the brain is down here. The Linkr is right over there. You see it? I literally stuck it with double stick tape to the side of this speaker enclosure, and I'll show you why here in a second. But if you look in there, you can see how I have it mounted. The LED lights are up, and the side that's supposed to be up is facing out. I'm in the garage, and I still have a connection with it there. I know they said 3 feet away from metal, which is impossible in a vehicle, but I think that that is a nice, clear location that has a lot of space around it. And of course, the other benefit is those status lights tell me a lot, right? So I'll know if I've got a GPS signal and a cellular signal. But once I button everything up, check it out. All right, so one of the reasons I picked that spot is you can see even after everything's all buttoned up, you can look in there and see the status of the system. So if I ever have any issues, I know where to look to find out if I've got good connection or not. So time will tell if I'm gonna have any problems with that or not, but I think it's gonna be a good spot. So now let me get everything put back together, and then we'll go out and test it. All right, I am out here kind of sort of away from people, not super far away, but let's see how this thing's gonna work for us. First of all, it looks like when you pop it open, it takes a couple of seconds for it to connect and update. I don't see a way to refresh by pulling the screen down. So I'm going to load up overclocked here. And there we go. I'm going to lock the vehicle. And again, this is going through the cellular network. Look at that. Okay, locked. I get a confirmation back that says that the vehicle is locked. Where's that confirmation? There we go. It says in the middle, doors are locked. Let me unlock it. There we go, unlocked. All right, that's pretty awesome. And you know, that's not a bad delay. Remember, it's completely dependent upon going through the cellular network. Let me start it. All right, check. Nice tone to tell you it started. And I have a feeling I'm gonna get a runtime. And there's the countdown. 15 minutes is what I set my runtime to, so it'll tell me how much time I have left. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it. Just like that. So that's pretty awesome. Now what I need to do is test the alarm reporting. So I'm going to go ahead and lock it, set the alarm. Now you do have to have the alarm set off for at least 10 seconds or it will not send an alert to your phone. The reason is it's getting its signal from the alarm siren. And if you recall correctly, every time I arm and disarm, it's using the siren as a chirp. So it doesn't want to send signals for that kind of stuff. So the alarm has to be going off for about 10 seconds before it will finally decide to say, okay, yeah, we'll send a notification to him. So I do have pre-warn, so like that is not going to trigger anything on the app. It needs to actually set. All right, so I had to turn that off. I did get a notification, alarm detected. Let's do a quick GPS tracking. Find our vehicle. Locate vehicle. Where am I? Where in the world is overclocked? Yep, that's where I'm at. So good job there. So it is working as expected. And yeah, so that's it. That is how the Linkr works to integrate your alarm system with your cell phone. And now my installation is finally complete. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.